Hey everyone, and welcome to the Grow Hemp series. Today, we'll be showing you a basic indoor medicinal hemp grow from clone to harvest. So this grow is a clone of the cherry blossom plant from Grow Log 16, where I took a couple of stem cuttings and then placed them in rapid rooters under a humidity dome. Once the roots start to appear out of the rapid rooters, I filled a fabric pot with Miracle-Gro potting soil and then planted in the clone. If you're starting with a potting soil that has built-in synthetic fertilizers included, you'll want to flood the potting soil first with water to flush away as much of the built-in nutrients as possible. This is because all the soil fertilizers with built-in synthetic nutrients are heavy in nitrogen, which is fine in the vegetative stage, but will be detrimental to the flowering of the plant. So you're much better off being able to control the nutrients that go into the plant, instead of relying on the synthetic fertilizers. Still, I wanted to show people what to do when working with Miracle-Gro potting soil, even though it's not a good potting soil to start with for growing hemp, because it is the most common over-the-counter soil available on the market. I topped the plant now that it's a little larger, which will force the plant to grow from the two top side stems instead of from the main stalk, which gives time for the rest of the lower side stems to catch up to the main stems so that the entire grow tent will fill up more evenly. I removed the top two stems one more time so that the main stalk branches off into 4 top stems, and then I flowered the plant soon after, changing the light from a 18 and 6 hour light cycle to a 12 and 12 hour light cycle. Now as we watch the plant develop, I can talk a little bit about the setup it's in. I'm using a 1.5 by 1.5 by 4 feet grow tent for this grow. For the fertilizer type, I'm going with a 1 part powder grow and bloom fertilizer. As for the lights, I'm using a full spectrum quantum board style LED grow light, and this light has been performing way above my expectations, as you can see in the time lapse with how fast the plant growth is going. To round out the rest of the supplies, there's a digital thermometer and hygrometer in the tent, and then for the intake and exhaust fans, I'm just using PC fans that are powered via USB cables. I'm going to be harvesting this plant 1 stem per week so that I can send it in for lab testing to show how the CBD develops over time on a medicinal hemp plant. And that's the reason why after the flowers start to appear, you'll see a stem disappear one at a time. Here, I ran into the only big mistake I made with this grow. I usually mix the nutrients in the water ahead of time in a 2-gallon jug, but apparently I forgot to add the nutrients this time when refilling the jug, so the plant was fed just water for a week or so, causing the lower leaves to yellow really fast. I was also out of town for a few days, so the lack of nutrient and water killed off a lot of the lower leaves. But luckily, other than that, everything else was fine, and I made sure to water the plant more carefully for the rest of the grow, so there were no other problems. And now we'll just wait week by week as the stem is harvested one at a time until everything's finished. Also, each time I harvest the stem, I'll have to trim and dry them individually so that they can be stored until I send the whole batch into a lab, which is a pain to do. But as you can see from the growing buds, removing a small amount of plant material each time isn't sending the plant into shock, allowing for the growth to continue uninterrupted, and shows how partial harvesting is a viable option if done in moderation. Now that the final stem is removed, a quick look at the final products that will be sent into the lab for testing. And that's it. Like the content? Then be sure to check out our beginner's guide to creating CBD products from scratch, available at Amazon in print and digital, with links in the description below. You can also find us at hempinapot.com.